and welcome to Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First, episode 203. It's Wednesday, the 1st day of April 2018. My names are Dr. Jerry the First Oguzie. I'm speaking on emotionally stable people don't do these 5 things. I recently got an inquiry from a reader who wanted to know what things that emotionally stable people don't do. And so this post is in answer to his question. It is important to remind us that emotionally stable people are those who are in touch with their realities in the present and using that to build a solid and better future. They refuse to hold on to old habits that will hold them back. This post is for the general public to benefit from and not only the reader that asked the question. Because I presume that emotional stability is something all of us struggle with at times. Here are 5 things that emotionally stable people don't do. 1. They don't take other people's behavior personally. It's very easy to feel unloved and unwanted when people aren't able to communicate and connect with you in the way you expect. And so it's so hard not to internalize that disconnection as a reflection on your worth. But the truth is, the way other people behave and function is not about you. Most people are so caught up with their own problems, responsibilities, and struggles that the thought of asking you how you're doing doesn't even cross their mind. They're not being mean or uncaring. They're just busy and a bit self-centered at times, and that's okay. It's not evidence of some fundamental flaw on your part. It doesn't make you unlovable or unworthy. It just means that some people aren't very good at looking beyond their own egocentric bubble. But the fact that you are, that despite the darkness you feel, you have the ability to share your love and light with others, is an incredible strength. 2. They don't just react, they respond mindfully. A reaction is a hot, thoughtless, in the moment burst of emotion that's usually driven by our ego. We are more likely to react when we are disconnected from our rational mind. It might last just a split second before our intuition kicks in and offers some perspective, or it might take over to the point that we act on it. When we feel angry or flustered after dealing with a situation or person, that's a sign we've reacted rather than responded mindfully. Responding mindfully will leave you feeling like you handled things with integrity and poise. 3. They don't get stuck thinking the world is ending. Sometimes the darkest times can bring you to the brightest places. Your most painful struggles can grant you the greatest growth, and the most heartbreaking loss of relationships can make room for the most wonderful people. What seems like a curse at the moment can actually be a blessing in disguise. What seems like the end of the road is actually just the realization that you are meant to travel a different path. No matter how difficult things seem, there's always hope. And no matter how powerless you feel or how horrible things seem, you can't give up. You have to keep going, even when it's scary, even when all your strength is gone. You have to keep picking yourself back up and moving forward, because whatever you're battling in the moment, it will pass and you'll make it through. You've made it this far and you felt this way before. Think about it. Remember that time a while back when you thought the world was ending. It didn't. And it isn't ending this time either. 4. They don't tie their present emotions to past negativity. When we are in the here and now, it's much easier to cope with emotions and see them as just that, emotions. If we get caught up obsessing over the past, emotions and situations can take on new and untrue meanings as they become attached to stories. For example, imagine you just got turned down for a new job. Naturally, you're disappointed. But if you are not present with that emotion and instead try to act like a tough girl or guy by burying it, the mind delves back into your past for all the other times you felt that way. Now you feel like a failure, and you start to carry a feeling of unworthiness into every future job interview. When we stay present, we are empowered to start fresh every moment, and we can see every situation with a sharpened perspective, which allows us to grow beyond the negative emotions and outcomes standing in our way. 5. They don't spew hate at themselves. When you catch yourself drowning in self-hate, you must remind yourself that you were not born feeling this way. At some point in the past, some person or experience sent you the message that something is wrong with you, and you internalize this lie and accept it as the truth. But that lie isn't yours to carry, and those judgments aren't about you. In the same way you learned to think negatively of yourself, you can learn to think new, positive, and self-loving thoughts. You can learn to challenge those false beliefs, strip away their power, and reclaim your self-respect. It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight. But it is possible, and it is doable. And it begins when you decide that there has to be a better way to live, and that you deserve to discover it. And of course, if you're struggling with any of these points, remember that you are not alone. We are all in this together. Many of us are right there with you, working hard to feel better, think more clearly, and keep our lives on track. Until I come your way again, this is Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First. This program is powered by Topitup Media and Communication Nigeria. All rights reserved. Thank you for listening to this broadcast today. It would please us to no end if you continue to visit our podcast. And so to be able to do that, kindly click on the red subscribe button towards your right to subscribe to our channel. In the same vein, also click on the bell beside the subscribe button so that you can always receive the notification for any new podcast we upload. Also give us a thumb up to like this podcast. These help us to grow. And do help us share the podcast to your friends in the different social media sites you belong to. Click on the share tab just below the podcast and share directly from there. The full text of this podcast is on our blog, and would you want to read it, kindly visit the blog. We have a Facebook page where we also post our podcast on a daily basis. If you're on Facebook, kindly like our Facebook page. The links to our blog and our Facebook page are in the description box right below. Thank you for your attention. Do have a very nice day.